Hello, my dear students. I hope all of you are safe at home. This is session number 2 that talk about the main principles of heredity. Let's start. What's meant by genetics? It is the kind of science that researches the transmission of hereditary traits from one generation to another by studying the similarities and differences between parent and offspring. We have two kinds of traits, which are number 1, hereditary traits. What's meant by hereditary traits? They are traits that are transmitted from one generation to another, like hair color, eye color, skin color, and blood groups. Number 2, acquired traits. They are traits that aren't transmitted from one generation to another, as playing football, reading, and swimming. Gametes. How can these traits transmitted from parents to offspring? They are reproductive cells that carry the hereditary traits or factors of both parents. Mendel, he's a scientist who used pea plant for reasons. Why? Number 1, pea plant is easy planted, grows fast. Number 2, its life cycle is short, so it grows fast. Number 3, its flower is hermaphrodite, so it can be self-pollination. Hermaphrodite means it's a male and female at the same time. Number 4, it can be artificially pollinated by human. Number 5, it can produce large number of plants in a generation. Number 6, it has several pairs of easily identified constructing traits. What are the laws of the factors of Mendel's law? Number 1, law of segregation of factors, Mendel's first law. If two individuals that are different in a pair of alternative traits copulate, only dominant appears in first generation and both of them appear in second generation at ratio 3:1. As shown in figure, a yellow pea plant seed crossed with green pea plant seed. Look to the first generation. All pea plant seeds are yellow. Why? Because yellow is a dominant trait. F2 or second generation, it's 75% or 3 yellow and only 25% or 1 green. Why? Because yellow seed is dominant trait while green seed is recessive. So we have two types of trait, which are dominant and recessive. Dominant and recessive in a human body. Example of dominant trait in a human body, the ability to rule the tongue. But recessive cannot rule your tongue. Try it by yourself now. Okay, number 2. Dominant trait is free earlobes, but recessive trait is attached earlobes, as shown in figure. Number 3. Wide eyes is considered as dominant traits, while recessive trait is narrow eyes. Curly hair is a dominant trait, while straight hair is recessive trait. Presence of dimples is dominant. Absence of them is recessive. A face without wrinkles is dominant, and a face with wrinkles is recessive trait. What's meant by genes? They are parts of DNA present of the chromosomes control the individual hereditary traits. DNA. Two scientists called Watson and Crick were able to make a model for the DNA molecule that composed of two strands collide around each other, like the spiral ladder called double helix. Let's show it. This is DNA. The DNA consists of two strands. How do you inherit your genes? Your genes transfer from one generation to another by gametes. So you can inherit your gene from your father and mother by something called gametes. Of course, half gametes is sperm fertilizer with half ova. So you have half from mother and the other half from father to form zygote. Zygote contain 2Na of chromosomes, which make division to form fetus. Okay, let's talk about something called mutations. What's meant by mutations? It's abnormal factors in your body. It is the change in the nature of hereditary factors that control the traits of living organisms, which result in a change in the living organism's traits. Just look like strawberry and okay. Spontaneous mutation and induced mutation. Spontaneous mutation? It's caused by environmental factors. Excellent. It's spontaneous, so it's artificial. It causes naturally variation between living organisms. But induced mutation, it's caused by human, so it produces desirable traits in a specific living organism, as shown in this tomato. This is the mean by mutation. I hope you understand. Goodbye in the third session. Thank you.